Dearest listeners,
Book babes and book bros.
welcome to Book Babble. I'm Rachel,
And I'm Tanya, and we're the Witlet Women, your host for today.
and today we have a guest star. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Willow Winters. I've been writing romance books for over 9 years now. Next year will be my 10th, and I can't wait. I've written over 60 books. More than a dozen have been co-written, and they're around 250 pages a pop. Some are cliffhangers, some are standalones, some are paranormal, some are small town. What I'm known for, though, is dark romance. I love the genre. I love this community, and I'm excited to be here and chit chat.
We are so excited to have you on, Willow. So, are you ready to babble?
Yes, I am
Oh,
ready.
awesome. So, I will start the clock now.
Okay, so the first question I always ask is what inspired you to write? How did you get here?
So I wrote because I was a reader, essentially, and because we were broke. I was reading a book a day during my pregnancy with my baby girl, and when she was born, I didn't want to read anymore. I had a toddler running around and a baby that wouldn't go anywhere other than on my chest. So I had these stories in my head. We were broke, and I was like, you know what? I miss a part of myself. I'm gonna write some of these stories and see what happens. I had no idea that it would become this. I knew nothing. I started with zero, no agent, no background, no resources. And I absolutely love what I could not have predicted. I would call you a liar. If you went back in time and told me you're going to be a best-selling romance author and you're going to have 12 employees and this is going to be amazing, yeah, that I would not believe you. I'd be like, I just want Dunkin' Donuts. That's
That's incredible. So, you
Yeah.
do all of the binding and everything on your own, correct? Like, you have that whole setup.
For some titles. So we started doing special editions 5 years ago, roughly, and there were no US manufacturers that indie romance authors had access to create our own special editions. So we bought the machines and we put them in our garage. And over the years, there are now, companies that will do it. So some books are done in our garage, literally the spray painting of the edges from my friend Marlena to the binding, which my husband does in the garage, and others are purchased.
Oh, just shocked. It's amazing.
That's
I want
incredible.
what I want. And my husband is a problem solver and he's also my partner in this. And a lot of
Love
people don't
that.
know we're 50-50 CEO of Willow Winters Publishing. And I could not do it without him. And when I have an idea and he loves the idea, he runs with it. So those machines were his idea. I was hand pressing them for a while and he was like, absolutely not. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, how do you not have carpal tunnel?
I know, right? I did have a friend help me. Yeah. But yes.
I love the relationship you have with your husband. I see that posted a lot. There's so much support in there. Do you feel that that's helped a lot with kind of getting to where you're at now with those relationships that you have?
Oh, 100%. So in my first year, I was primarily focused on ebooks and just writing these stories and releasing them. 9 years ago, the atmosphere was very different online. You didn't do cover reveals, or there were no audiobooks really that were published. Physical books were just like a extra thought afterwards, and it was more like get these books out. And it was a much smaller group of authors, which with a huge group for readers, right? And it wasn't as saturated. So I was publishing, I'm writing and publishing. I started co-writing. We were doing, Lauren Landish and I, a book a month almost, and we would pay rush fees for the editors. Yeah, we're like, please get this done as quickly as possible because I also have a hard time moving on to the next book until I have this book finished. Like just mentally, it's difficult for me. So I'm writing and publishing. And I told my husband one day, I said, there's something here, but I am drowning because I have a toddler, an infant, and I'm trying to run this business by myself. And I said, I need help. And I made his yearly salary in a single month. And he said, yeah, he said, if I quit, are you still going to have stories to write? Because it hadn't even been a full year of this experience yet. And I said, oh, yeah, I've got plenty of stories to write. And I was not lying. And 9 years later, we are this, I like to think of us as like a power couple running our little
Yeah.
empire of romance books. Yeah.
My goodness, you do have an empire.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I'm switching gears just a little bit because you have written so many novels.
Hmm.
What character that you have like through all of these novels do
Hmm.
you most closely relate with?
Oh, good. Probably Arya from All He'll Ever Be. Carter is often on my mind. He is a very stubborn character who doesn't like to leave, and Arya is his counterpart. And a lot of my therapy that I think about, I often think about her. And I think subconsciously, I wrote it years and years ago, right? But subconsciously, there's a connection there. So, and she had a lot of growth. She went through a lot of things. So I love her the most, relate to her the most.
I actually just recently read that, so it's like fresh in my mind.
I hope that doesn't scare you then.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So speaking of All He'll Ever Be, I know Tanya just posted about that recently. Your covers are beautiful. Where do you get the inspiration for those?
Thank you. I don't know. So I've worked with the same cover designer for almost 7 years now. Lori LJ Designs Jackson. I love her to death. And if I just see a picture, am I allowed to keep talking even though time is up?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
good. I see a photo, I'll send it to her. I'll find them on like Stocksy.com or wherever, and I'll send it to her and just say like, do you feel this vibe like I do? And when we link up, literally she just gets me out because it's been years of working together and over 100 designs that we've done for covers because they have alternate covers for different books.
Oh my gosh, I die for your covers. Like they're
Thank
amazing. I really love that you have the discreet series too for the people who don't want like the
you.
the spicy ones or just the traditional ones. So, oh, I love it.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right, so Willow, congratulations. You did make it through our 5-minute round. So yay. This
Yay!
part will go on our social channels. But the entire episode's going to go on YouTube and Spotify, so we'll just keep chit-chatting. Um, so I was going to ask you, like, what is the process? I've seen you kind of create new covers, and re-release them. What makes you decide to do that?
Change in not just trends, but in audience and audience behavior. So I'll never get rid of a cover. I always have all of my covers available on my website. So like recently I've updated the Valetti series and we're getting ready to update the Highest Bidder series. And those are sexy men on the covers, right? You've got abs and summer
Yeah.
suits, etc. But the audience, there's a lot of audience currently that doesn't love those covers. And I've had them for years. So readers who do love those covers have had a chance to snag them. If they didn't, they're still available on my website. But we shift the brand design to what the current atmosphere is and what they're comfortable with, because the most important thing is making sure a reader will read the book, but we do judge books by their covers.
Yeah.
So I will make a book in as many covers as needed to hit as many readers as possible so that they can get that happily ever after, because that's most important. So after a few years, if I'm seeing, an audience responding, like how you said, the discrete series, that came to me from audience comments. I was on TikTok and I'm hearing these conversations and they're commenting about the covers and they wanted discrete. And I was like, okay, I'll do them all in discrete then. Like I don't mind making business changes to accommodate the reader expectation.
That's incredible. Like you really do write it all, but you also like do it all as well. It's just incredible. Um, so I know that you, like I said, you write it all. You've done some fantasy, you've done some dark, a lot of dark, you've done regular romance. I
Mhm.
recently read The Witch's Fate earlier this year and I loved it. It was
Thank
so
you.
like it was spicy, but it was also cozy and fun.
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing more of that
Yeah.
in the future?
Oh,
Yay!
100. It's what I need right now. I often write what it is that I need. And right now I need a cozy, fun escape. With some witches too. Sounds fantastic. I'm currently writing, I should be done tomorrow. My nails are destroyed because I'm on writing deadline. With this, it's a ghostly romance. It's really fun. It's like a small town. She owns this little bewitched boutique and it's like witchy and looking at ancestors.
Oh,
He's a librarian in like the ancient book section, but he also has this like past that nobody knows about. And there's a ghostly gangbang. It's like, it's a lot
I
of fun.
saw you post something about that. I was like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, yes.
And I don't know why I did it to myself. Like, I was like, I need to squeeze this in because my readers need this for Halloween. I was like, this is
Yes.
perfect for Halloween. So I am killing myself to finish this book. I'm going to trap myself in a room tomorrow and lock my kids out of it so that I can finish this book, get the end written. Amelia and I had a lot of fun writing it, and I'm so excited for Halloween now so I can share it.
I'm I'm so thrilled that this is gonna come out.
Yeah, thank too. I am too. But it's the same thing. It's like it's small town cozy, but also there's all of this spice and like fun paranormal. And it's because
Yeah.
that's what I need right now. I really love the escape of writing, and whatever my vibes are at the time are what I'm writing. And oddly enough, if I'm writing dark romance, I'm like the happiest person in like real life. And if I'm writing like small town contemporary, I'm like sad. I don't know why.
You
So
write what you need.
yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes sense. So you've mentioned like co-writing and co-authoring, and you just mentioned Amelia. How does that work when you co-write something?
So we use a Google Doc. We keep it very easy. I don't use Scrivener or anything that's crazy to write. I literally just use Word. I'll even write like on my phone in notes. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic, but on Google Doc, we can see each other in real time. Yeah, so like if I'm writing, she could even be in there making notes of things as I'm writing. Or I've had Lauren Landish come into a doc and tell me, "Stop, stop, I have a question. Come into Messenger," as I'm writing and like interrupting flow because she needed something. So we are able to do a rough plot out, make sure that we're both happy with it. And if we change anything within the chapter, we always give each other a heads up. Because I will often write ahead. I like to bebop around. I'll write whatever scene I want. I typically write the prologue, the outline, and then the ending. I'll write that as one of the first things that I write because I don't want it to feel rushed in the end. And I want it to be that full, complete. And I feel like if I haven't written anything else, I'm really going to take my time with it. And then I'll often, especially with Lauren, I'll write the next chapter while this one is blank so that when she's done, she can read and keep going. And I don't mind, as long as we already know the story and we've plotted it out, which we do, I don't mind going ahead. And then we read it through and then we send to alphas, betas, and all of the editors and all that good stuff.
Amazing. That's
Oh,
so
and I'm
fun.
often the dude. The majority of the time, we also pick like one POV, except when I write with Monica. She likes to do like 2 or 3 chapters, make sure we hit both POVs and then switch off so that it blends. But typically, I'm the dude.
That's amazing. I never would have guessed like who wrote what because it flows so seamlessly. So you all do a great job
Yeah.
when you do the co-authors.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love it. I've had so many positive experiences with it, but I do stick to like just the people I know, you know?
right,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you all have great chemistry on page, so I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So we're close to the end here, so I want to switch gears a little bit. Do you have any advice for aspiring authors? Because you have literally done this like on your own from built it from the very bottom,
Thank you.
and
I do
it's
have
just
a big team now, and I couldn't do it without them. But I am like the leader of the team. I'm managing everything. But I would say write for yourself, edit for the masses, market for the money. And there's nothing wrong with any three of those. And if you do that, it keeps your passion alive. It protects yourself as an author, but also as a business person. And then that's the word of advice that I give to all upcoming authors. Write for yourself, edit for the masses, market for the money.
And do you have any advice for marketing? Because I'm not sure what your credentials are if you like went to school for it or anything, but the way you market is very, I mean, you do it. You do it very well. So what I'm wondering like what your background is, any advice you have for people for that specifically.
I
Um,
actually have a BA in neuroscience and a BS in biology. I am, yeah, I was a nerd. I met my husband in college. He was a chemist. I know all the time, like he'll be
Whoa.
finding books in the garage and he's like, I used to be a chemist. So my background is not in marketing, but I do think of myself as my favorite reader, like my audience. I am my audience. So I often like for merchandise for my shop, I shop for myself. And that was actually why I created that shop. I wanted things and we didn't have the money for it. So I was like, well, I'll buy 1,000. I'll sell 999. I get to keep one. I get what I want. And then it's a part of business, right? And I'm able to do it in a way where I get the thing that I want. And so do all of these other readers. So I definitely put myself in that perspective of what do I want to see? I also have fun with it. There's some authors who like to do the dances and they're able to advertise their books that way. And that's fantastic because they love it. So every day they're going to enjoy doing it and they're
Mhm.
going to have fun with this, right? And you're going to reach your audience. You're going to reach those readers, even if you are doing the dances or doing challenges or memes or the lip sync audios that are funny, like whatever it is that makes you happy is what you
Yeah.
should do. I like to just do whatever I want. I do whatever I want to the max. I post 6 times a day of Instagram. I'll post sometimes like 20 times on TikTok in a day. I don't look at views. I look at conversion because conversion is what matters. And I notice a lot of people will see, well, what's trending? I have to do that. I have to get the views. And sometimes they'll even get viral content and they get no sales. And then they're really depressed because they spent all of this time trying to do what's popular. And it's like, just do what you love. Do what
Yeah.
you love, do it as often as you can, and focus on that conversion. Because I have some posts that barely get any interaction, but it's because people are hitting the link to go buy the stuff. And it's a very successful post, but in other people's eyes, they wouldn't see it as successful because it doesn't have the most amount of likes. Likes aren't real. Money pays your bills. Money is real. So focus on that. Yeah.
I love that. I love the way you've propositioned that. That's
Thank you.
very Rachel, you're on mute.
Oh,
Oh no, I was just saying yes, absolutely. Like, yeah, I love that because it's the reality of it, right? Like,
exactly.
we can like everything as much as we want, but if we're not getting success from it, there's no point in it.
Exactly. You won't be able
Yeah.
to continue. There are a lot of influencers, book talkers, bookstagrammers who are, they take a lot of pride in I'm not profiting off of this work that I'm doing. And I think like I wish I could just throw money at you because you're doing something that's good and what you are is very positive and needed in the industry. So you should be making money. You
Right.
should be getting paid for your work. And a lot of authors, especially indie authors, seem to have like a shame around making money from their art or they don't want to be seen. And I'm like, you should be. Also, we should lock you in the basement and only force you to write because you're amazing. No, I'm kidding.
And this is why Willow writes dark romance.
Exactly, right? Yeah, but it's a fantastic career that does a lot of good work in this world. I mean, if more people read romance books and more people had this hope of happily ever after, the world would be a better place. So the more we can get of it and the more people who are grounded and stable in this, I think the better.
Wow. I don't even have like a response to that because you so beautifully and eloquently captured exactly what was in my head. And I feel
Thank
like probably
you.
in many readers' heads. So, awesome. Well, we are at time now. So, final question. Do you have any announcements or upcoming events or anything you want to discuss with your readers or listeners? The floor right now is yours.
Oh my goodness, there is so much. I can't discuss a lot of things because contracts are contracting. They take forever. And I don't want to spoil anything or ruin a surprise, but I will be doing I have readers, what is it called? Oh my goodness. I have Author Nation, which is followed by Rave on a Friday in Las Vegas. And this is this upcoming weekend. And then the following day, I'll be in Philly. So I'm taking a red eye from Vegas to Philly to do Indies Invade Philly. So I will be feeling like a
Better.
rock star, as in like dead on the floor and praying that I'm able to sleep on this flight. And that after that, I have a sip and shop with Lydia Michaels in Pennsylvania. And those are the last 3 book signings of this year, but I have, I believe, 10 already scheduled for next year. And I'm super excited for those. And I'm gonna, because it's my publiversary next year, my 10-year, I will be throwing a party of some sorts. And I'm hoping that there are a number of things there. I'm gonna just for right now, I'm just saying there's a lot of really amazing upcoming things coming, and I can't wait. Upcoming things coming. Oh my God, my editor would just red line everywhere. Yeah.
That's okay. No, I'm so excited. I have a small PR company. It's Iris Influencer Society, and we're starting to do events next year. So I'm hoping maybe I'll get to like meet you one day and get a book signed or something. I'm so excited, especially
That
with
would
you
be
having 10 lined up.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love that.
I would
Awesome. Well,
too.
Willow,
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining us today. I hope we get to have you on again in the future because this was so fun.
definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye.